Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to show you how to make FNAF 1 doors and lights. This is the first of 3 videos I'm going to be making about FNAF 1 systems, so stay tuned, I guess. Let's just get started. And here's the design for the door that I'll be using in this tutorial. This button will close it and change it to a button that will open this door, like that. And then this button will turn on the light and turn it off. So that will be the design that we are going to be building over there. The items that you will need for this build are a repeating command block, a regular command block, chain command block, a redstone comparator, and a redstone repeater. We're going to start out with detecting if the button is pressed or not. And we're going to do the door button first. I'm really quickly going to grab this coordinate, and in a repeating command block that we're going to set to always active, we're going to type execute if block at the coordinates that our button is at, and then we're going to type the type of button that we're using. So since I'm using a mangrove button for this, I'm just gonna type mangrove underscore button. Now here comes the interesting part. We're going to type square bracket and then facing direction like this, and then we're going to type equals. Now we have to place a number between 0 and 5. So just go through them. Like, you can place a comparator connecting to this, and then just go through them. So like 3, I already know that it's facing 4, but if you, like, as you can see, it's not lit up because it's not facing the right direction. Then if I change this to 4, then it lights up because it's facing the correct direction. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to type comma and then button pressed bit. And we're going to set this to true, so it has to be powered in order to activate the command block. As you can see, it's not lit up anymore, but when we press this button, it's now lit up. And that is the button detection we're going to be using for every single button. So now that we have the button detection, we're going to be taking this command and this comparator, we're going to be bringing it down to a platform. If your platform cannot carry all of these command blocks, then your platform is too small. But if it can, then just right. So we're going to be taking this and placing it anywhere on our platform, and we're going to be connecting a comparator to it. Now, since we already have the button for closing the door, I'm going to add one more for opening it. Now, since I'm using a warped button for opening it, I'm going to change this to warped, so it only detects if the warp button is pressed at this location. And we're going to be changing the button type, so it will swap between them. Now that we have our door button detection fully added, we're going to start cloning. If you already have your door designs and also know how to clone, then you can just skip ahead to when I start arranging them. If you just don't have your door designs, then you can just skip to the part where I show you how to like design them correctly. And also, if you don't know how to clone, just keep watching. Don't skip ahead at all. So the clone command is actually really simple. It's just taking 2 coordinates from an area and then pasting it into another area. So for your area, pick any 2 corners. I'm going to be using this corner and this corner. So we're going to grab the first coordinate of this corner by typing /clone and then copying this block's position and then pasting it. And then we're going to take this second corner and then we're going to copy it and paste. And then, now, before we even think about cloning onto this, we're going to walk away so we don't mess it up, and then we're just gonna paste it at our location. Now, I know that this right here is the block that we need to clone to. So now, if I go over here, and I just grab this coordinate, then I paste, it will paste this structure right here. And I can destroy it again, I can destroy it, and then it goes back. So that's basically how the clone command works. You just always want to make sure before you start cloning, you want to test where you are cloning to. And now we can start actually making the doors. Building the door design is actually really simple. I'm going to be basing my doors off the FNAF 1 doors, and I'm going to be using polished basalt, bamboo signs, and dark oak signs. You're going to need 4 frames for the FNAF 1 door. So we're starting on the first frame. We're just going to build up 3 and just leave like that for now. For the second frame, we're going to be building up 3 and then destroying the bottom 2. And now for the third frame, we're going to be building up 3 and destroying the bottom 4. Now with all the base door designs done, we're going to be detailing them, and I'm going to just be using bamboo sign and dark oak signs on the bottom. If you're making 2 doors, you don't actually need 2 separate sets of frames. You can just take whatever details you want on the front, and then place them on the back like this. So now you have 2 doors in 1. Now with all our designs done, we can start animating our door. Before I start animating, I like to get all the frames inside of a command block. We're going to start out with this frame right here, and we're going to copy this coordinate by typing /clone. And then we're going to copy this block position, and then paste it in. And then copy this block position right here, and paste that in. And since this is small enough, I know I can do it right here safely. So I'm going to do it on this block right here. And I'm going to paste it at my location. I now know that this is now the block that I need to clone to. I'm now going to grab this block right here, and once I copy this coordinate and put it in, it's now in the correct spot. Now grabbing a command block, I'm going to place it right here in front of the door that I am currently cloning, and I am going to paste in the command. Now we're going to do this to every single door frame. So I'd suggest pausing the video to get all these frames in. Now that we have all the frames, we're going to place them in a specific order to make it so the frames actually line up with door animation. So you're going to need a repeater for this part, and starting from here, you're going to need to place 2 repeaters like this on both sides. And we are going to start with the closing animation, which is the one with the mangrove button. For this animation, you're going to need this frame, and this frame. And you're going to just place it in order from how we grabbed it, like this. So now, if we go back up here, and we press this, as you can see, it's now cloned the door. And if we keep pressing it, it keeps doing that, because we have not replaced the button. Replacing the button is really simple, because all you need is the coordinate that your button is at, and a chain command block, and we're just going to type set block at the coordinates of your button, and we're going to set the button to the next button. So I'm going to type warp button, and square bracket, facing direction, the same direction that you typed previously, and we do not need to add button press bit because it will automatically make it so the button is unpressed. Now pressing this button again, you'll see that it will now change to the warp button. And we're just going to be copying this, but the other way around on this side. For the next frames, we're going to be taking this one, and this one, and we're just going to be placing it in order like last time. And now we're just going to take this block and place it and change this to the previous button. So I'm going to change this to mangrove. So now if I go back up, you will see that it changes back to a mangrove button and puts the door up. So now technically we do have our door completed, but we should probably add a detection system, because it's quite inconvenient to have to detect this block, so we're gonna make a scoreboard. Making a scoreboard is actually quite easy, and what you're gonna do first is you're gonna type /scoreboard, objectives, add, and now you're gonna do the command name. I'm doing door/lights, which I already have, but I'm just showing you how to make it. So I'm doing this one, then you're gonna type dummy, and then I'm just typing the exact same thing you did for your command name, for your display name. It's just easier to track. And next, you're gonna type /scoreboard, players, add, and then it brings up a bunch of options, but you're just gonna do door. And if you're doing FNAF 1 doors with just 2 doors, you can do door L or door R for door left, door right. But I'm just gonna be doing door since I only have 1 door. And then you're gonna put in your scoreboard, and then you're gonna set the number. So I'm gonna currently do 0, so the door is not active. And finally for the door, we're gonna make it so when the door goes down, it sets the score for the door to 1, and when it goes up, it sets it to 0. To detect when the door is down and when the door is up. You're just gonna need a chain command block for this, and in that chain command block, you're gonna type scoreboard, players, set, and then whenever you named your score, so for this case I did door, and then the scoreboard that you're doing, and you're gonna make it set to 1. And then we're just gonna take this command, and we're gonna change the number to 0. And this is your completed door. You press the button, it goes down, press the button, it goes up. And it also changes the scoreboard. And now, with all that out of the way, time for the lights. And how they're gonna work is we're gonna take one of these detecting blocks. We're just gonna take it, and we're gonna place it down, and change the coordinate to 1 lower, or wherever the coordinate of your light button is. Mine's 1 lower, because that's how I set it up. And we're gonna change this button type to whatever button that you have it set to for the default light button. And since I have it oak, I'm gonna type this as in wooden. Then we're gonna take this, place it over here, and then change this to birch. The detection is now complete, so now we can just place these repeaters right here. And now it's time to make a scoreboard. And we're gonna be doing the exact same thing as in the doors. So we're gonna type /score board players set light doors and lights, and we're going to set it to 0 because the light's not on. And now that we have the score, I'm going to take this command block and place it here and type scoreboard players set light on doors and lights to 1. And then I'm just going to take this and place it over here and set it to 0. And now we're actually going to change the button. So you're going to want to take out a chain command block, place it on top, and type the command set block at the coordinates of your button to the type of button that you want to change it to. Since I'm changing the wooden button to a birch button, I'm going to type birch underscore button. Then I'm going to do the square bracket and the facing direction and equals 4 because that is what my button is facing. Then I'm just going to take this and place it over here and change this to wooden. Our button now works, but it doesn't actually change like the door. It doesn't like turn on the light. So now we're gonna add that. And how you're gonna want to do this is you want to take a repeating command block and place it anywhere on your platform, and you're just going to type execute if score light doors and lights matches 0, because this is going to be the 1 for if it's off. Run fill. And now you're going to want to type in the coordinates of your black concrete. The blocks that I'm going to be using are this bottom left block and this top right block. Now that we have these coordinates, you're just going to fill it with black concrete, which you can do by typing black underscore concrete. And now make sure to set this to always active so it actually works. So now if we start trying to break this, you can see that it's constantly saying it to black concrete. But when we turn the light on, then we can destroy it. But we don't want the black concrete to be there, and we don't want to destroy it manually, so now we're going to set this all to light blocks when it's set to 1. And because we already have this command, I'm just going to copy it, because it's the same command basically, we just got to change this to 1, and also from black concrete to light blocks. And we're going to change this to level 15. And with that, now our doors and lights are done. If we turn on the light, then it turns it on and sets it all to light blocks. And if we turn it off, then it sets it back to black concrete. And if we close the door, it closes, and if we open it, it opens. Thank you all for watching this video, and I hope any of this made sense at all and helped you with whatever you're doing. The next video is going to be about FNAF cameras, so when that comes out, enjoy. And once again, thank you for watching, and have a good day.